Hi everyone, welcome to class today. I'm Ryanne Cunningham. Today's class is going to be a yoga for athletes class, but we're just going to start out with a little bit of a flow. Sun salutation A, just to get us warmed up. I'm just changing that up a little bit today. Today's props are going to be 2 light blue yoga blocks, and if you need any cushion for your knees or a strap, definitely just have it off to the side to help your knees. So in the meantime, let's actually start at the top of our mat. And just starting out with a few sun A's, so big toes together, heels slightly apart, bring your palms together in front of heart center. And I'd like you to stand up nice and tall, pull the belly in, relax the shoulders back and down. Next breath in, you're going to sweep your arms overhead. With that exhale, hinging at your hips, let's forward fold down. Inhale, flat back. Palms of the mat, let's step back to a high plank. And chaturanga down, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. And in our down dog, first one, let's just pedal out our heels a few times. Just waking up the body. Even add some movement in those shoulders. And at the same time, just relax your neck. Take your right leg, just lift it up a little bit, about halfway than you normally do. Just step your right foot forward, left will follow. For our flat back, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, lengthen to standing. Exhale, close. Take a breath in. Breath out. Next inhale, sweep those arms back up overhead. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold down. Inhale, flat back. Palms of the mat. Again, step your feet back to a high plank. Chaturanga down. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And again, second round of your down dog. Maybe roll your heels to the right, heels to the left. Neck is soft, biceps lifting. Start to lengthen your breath. This round, your left leg, sweep it up about halfway. Step it forward. Right will follow for that flat back. Inhale. Forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen to standing. Exhale, close. Hold. Breath in. Breath out. Next breath in, sweep the arms back up overhead. Hinge at your hips, forward fold down. Flat back, inhale. Plant the hands, step the feet back. Chaturanga down. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take your right leg, sweep it up really high, and bend your right knee and open up that hip. Low lunge. Step your right foot forward. Relax your back knee down. And lift the chest tall. So again, just find your low lunge, sinking nice and low. Cushion the back knee if you need to. Sweep those arms up, open the chest. Just place the hands softly behind the head. Push your elbows back, squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then gently take your head back into your hands, lift the chest, look up. And then you're gonna sweep your arms up. Go ahead and reach up for both blocks. We're just gonna warm up for a few rounds in our runner's lunge and our low lunge. Just waking up your hips. If you don't need the blocks, or there's 3 levels to the blocks, choose what's best for you. Good, next lunge. We're not gonna hang out here too long. Bring your blocks tall again. Curl your back toes under. Let's slowly, with control, lift this back knee up. Now we're entering into a crescent pose. Take your hands to your hips and make any adjustments. The feet are gonna be about hip width apart. I'd like you to take this back knee. Deep bend in this back knee, so you're sinking a little bit lower. Front knee and ankle, line up. Take a deep tuck of this tailbone. So I'd like your frontal bones to lift up towards your lower rib cage. Square your hips up. Left thigh forward, right hip back. Belly in, sternum up. Good, sweep your arms up. And then straighten your back leg out. And as you do so, don't lift the hips up to straighten it out. Keep your hips low. Keep the hips squared up. Straighten that back leg out. Rebend, sink a little bit deeper. Straighten your back leg out. Rebend, sink a little bit deeper. Square those hips up. Straighten that leg out. Hands back to the head. And then open your chest up. Tuck your tailbone, pull your left thigh forward, and open your chest up to the ceiling. Breathing. Good. Sweep your arms up. Place your palms to the block for a wide pyramid pose. So front leg's gonna straighten out. Square your hips up. Find the extension of your spine. So we don't want to be rounding our spine. We want this long spine. Right hip back, left thigh forward. And your blocks can walk forward, back. Find whatever helps where you can press your palms into the block, engage your arms, shoulders are back, collarbones lengthening forward, and keep those hips squared up. Now front knee back to a crescent, but we're gonna keep the hands on the blocks. Bend that front knee, engage this left quad, even squeeze this left glute, and allow your hips to sink down a little bit deeper. Chest forward, gaze up. Front leg again, straighten it out for that wide pyramid pose. And rebend, sink, open. Keep this motion a few more times. Breathing through the movement. Good, let's straighten and put a flexion in this front foot. So your back heel can relax down like a down dog heel, and then take your front foot, flex it up. Square your hips up. Right hip goes back, left hip forward. And try to even get the ball of this big toe forward. Sometimes it's really easy for the pinky toe of the foot to go forward. Square that up, push your right hip back. Now there's 3 levels to the blocks. You can take yourself a little bit deeper. I'm just showing you the modifications. Keep the extension of your spine. Left palm, fist or fingertips. Go ahead and lean onto this. Keep your hips squared up. Sweep your right arm up to the ceiling. Open your chest up to the right. Breathing. Good. Slowly bring your right hand back down to the block. And again, very slowly bend your right knee. Back leg is engaged, sink back into your crescent. Sweep those arms up overhead. Keep that tailbone tucking under, sink nice and low. And then with control, bend that back knee, lower it down to the mat. Keep those arms up, uncurl the toes, sink into your low lunge. And then we'll just take a quick runner's lunge. So palms to the block, palms to the floor. Straighten this right leg out, square it up. Just kind of stretching out that right thigh, hamstring, hip, leg. Good. Now you're gonna take the blocks to the inside of your right foot. Rebend your right knee. Just walk the blocks forward just for a moment because we're gonna have just an easy twist. Right palm on the inside of the right foot, left arm up to the ceiling. Good. And let's release that left palm to the floor. Ball of the right foot. Turn it to the right, put a flexion in the right toes, half pigeon pose. You're gonna roll to the outer edge of this right foot. As you relax the right knee to the right, keep the hips squared so you're sinking your hips down, head, chest up. Maintain the extension of your spine. Blocks are right here. 3 levels of the blocks. Place your forearms onto the blocks. Sink your hips, breathing. And we're gonna hold this one for just a few more moments. So ease into a deeper stretch if you would like to. Just listen to your body. Toes stay flexed. Spine stays long. If you have a little extra space, maybe push your hips to the right a little bit, and lengthen your spine further forward. Good. Let's start to walk it back up to the hands. Blocks off your mat. Right knee, pull the right knee in next to the right shoulder. Slide your right foot back to a high plank, holding. And you're gonna slowly chaturanga down, halfway, exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Now right here, I'd like you to pull those heels in a little bit, expand your chest forward, engage your quads, lengthen the arms, lengthen your spine. Turn your gaze over your right shoulder to look at that right heel. And as you do that, you're gonna notice my left thigh kind of lowers a little bit. Keep the extension of the spine, keep the legs engaged, and then to the left, same thing. Back to center. Curl the toes under. Downward facing dog. And pedal those heels. Move the body a little bit, relax the neck. And then left leg, sweep your left leg up. Bend the knee, open up that hip. And then lunge your left foot forward. Right knee down, cushion that right knee if you need to. Chest tall, sink into your lunge. Good, let's sweep those arms up. Pull your right thigh forward, belly in, tailbone tucking under. Just softly place the hands behind the head. Elbows back, squeeze those shoulder blades together, expand your chest. And relax the head back as you turn your gaze up. Arms sweep up, frame the front foot, grab your blocks, just warming up the hips a little bit. Runner's lunge, low lunge. Okay, just move with your breath. If you like the movement to be a little bit quicker, go right ahead. If you like it to be a little bit more slow, whatever just feels good for your body this morning. Okay, and let's finish up with that low lunge. Curl the back toes under, chest tall. Hands to your hips, and with control, very slowly, back knee is going to lift up to our crescent pose. So in your crescent, take a moment to kind of get aligned where you feel balanced. Separate the feet a little bit wider or further apart. Then we're gonna put a deep bend in this back knee. So as you do so, almost like you're kind of creating a 90-90 right here, which you are, 90 degrees with the front leg, 90 degrees with that back leg. Tuck your tailbone, left hip back, right thigh forward, arms up. Straighten this back leg out, and as you do so, don't lift your hips. Rebend, sink a little bit deeper. Square those hips up, maybe squeeze your right glute a little bit. Straighten. Bend. Straight. One more. Bend. Straighten. Hands behind the head, elbows back, expand your chest forward. Gaze up, head back. Breathing. Pull your right thigh forward, tuck your tailbone, sink a little bit deeper, bend that front knee, and then inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, palms to the blocks. Front leg, just gonna straighten that front leg out. Wide pyramid pose. So your back heel can relax down like a down dog heel. Spine is lengthening forward, square the hips up. And then bend your front knee, keep the palms on the block or the floor. Sink your hips a little bit deeper. Shoulders back, extension of the spine, and then wide pyramid pose. Again. So really good for the hips, hamstrings, quads, hip flexors, kind of targeting all of those areas. Good, last one, front foot. Put a flexion in this front foot. Toes up, heel on the floor. Square your hips up a little bit deeper. So left hip back, right thigh forward, extension of the spine. Lean onto your right hand, left arm up. So as we do this, even take this left hip, push it back. So you don't want to be crunching or rounding like this where you're looking back behind you. Lengthen, collarbones to the top of the mat, left hip to the back of the mat, ball of the front big toe to the front of the mat. And smooth out your breath. Turn your gaze down, left palm to the block. Rebend this front knee. All right, walk the blocks forward. Crescent pose, sweep your arms up. Deep tuck of that tailbone. Let's also get back into this hands behind the head again. Opening your chest, head back, sink those hips. And inhale, sweep your arms up with control. Bend this back knee down to the mat. And sink into your lunge. If you need your blocks, grab them for a runner's lunge. Just take a little break. Good. Bend that front knee. We're gonna add that twist, the open chest twist to the right. So left palm to the mat, inside of this left foot. Sweep your right arm up. Good, right hand back down to the mat. Ball this front foot, turn that front foot to the left a little bit. Flex your toes up and roll to the outer edge of your left foot. Here are your blocks. Grab your blocks. Good. Add a little pressure to the outer edge of this left foot so you're not just sinking the knee down to the floor. You have control of this hip stretch. Hips are going to lower down, but your extension of your spine is going to help you go deeper into the stretch. Find your breath. Spine forward, hips down. Once you get into the stretch, then you can kind of move your hips a little bit to the left. Just take it a little bit deeper into the pose. And as you're holding, breathe. Work your way a little bit deeper into the pose. Good. And let's start to walk it back up to the hands. Take this left knee, pull it back up to the left shoulder. You're going to slide this left foot back to our high plank and ready to that same upward facing dog. Chaturanga halfway down, uncurl the toes, upward facing dog. Heels in, squeeze the quads, your glutes, extension of the spine. Let's change it up a little bit. Roll to the right a little bit, so you're going to look over your left shoulder and then the right shoulder. Let's go back to the left again and then the right. Drop your knees and take a child's pose. In your child's pose, knees can be together, knees can be apart. Relax your forehead down. Just take a little break. All right. Let's lift our head, lift our chest. Slowly take your torso tall. So warmed up our hips a lot. What I'd like us to do now, it's called 90-90. So you're gonna take a seat, and at this seat, I'm gonna do it from a side view, but I'll be moving side to side for you guys. At this seat, what I'd like you to do is to look down at your right thigh, knee in line, right knee, ankle in line with the flexion of the foot. 90 degrees, same thing with the back leg. Now, sometimes hips are a little tight. Please use your blocks. Have them around you. Space them out if you need them at any time. You're welcome to lean on a block, lean forward, have a hand on the block. All right, so right leg is forward. Let's actually turn our torso to the left and look at our left thigh. All right, flexion of the left foot. So chest tall. If you can take the hands and frame the foot, you're welcome to. If that's a little bit too much, no big deal. Just lean back onto both hands and just look at your left thigh right now. So this is going to be an external rotation of this left hip. And we're just gonna do a little bit of movement just to kind of wake up this left hip a little bit. But open up your chest, flexion of this left foot, press this left knee down. Also, this right leg is engaged and pushing down into the floor also. So sometimes it might be easier to find that internal rotation. Roll your thigh forward, roll this hip forward. Then let's work this external rotation. Just like you're trying to get this left glute onto the mat, like you're trying to sit down into the mat. Then rotate forward, rotate back. Forward, back. And if you have a little bit more space, turn and face this leg a little bit more. Forward, back. Just a few more on your own. So if at any point you start cramping in this hip mobility, that's totally normal. Take a break, shake it out, and just jump right back in. It happens to all of us. All right, now push this left hip back. Take that external rotation, really try to push that left glute down onto the mat. And now let's take our torsos tall, engage your core. Maintain that pressure on that external rotation, because in a moment we're going to reverse it and we're going to float this foot, this back foot up. So I'm going to give you guys two options. Let's start to turn our torso now to face the top of the mat, or at least face your right thigh. And notice when you do that, that internal rotation naturally happens. So here are your blocks. Use them any level, hands to the floor, otherwise, and you can come more forward, or if you'd like, make two fists. Push your fists into each other like this. Pull the fists up to your chest. Open your chest. You have a couple options. This one's going to be a little bit more difficult. This will make it a little bit more doable, and this will make it a lot more easier too for those that are struggling with this. So back knee is gonna press down. I'm gonna do fingers on the floor. Engage your core, press this front leg down. Feel your thigh roll down. So lift this back foot up. And then with control, don't just let it flop down. With control, tap the mat. 2, lift it back up. With control, back down. 3, we're only doing 3. You can always do more on your own. 3, hold, chest taller. Then with control, lower it down, external rotation, lift that knee up. Don't look at the knee, don't rotate just to watch it go back. Keep your torso forward, keep your torso engaged, push that knee back, tap that knee back down. Lift it up, we're gonna do 3. One more after this. Relax that leg down, chest tall. All right, flexion of this back foot again. Knee and ankle, same time, float them up, relax them down. So again, engage. If you want to challenge yourself, bring those fists together, engage your core, lift it up. 1, tap down, up, 2, down, up, 3, hold on the 3rd, straighten this left leg out to the left, push through that heel, rotate the toes down, heel up, rebend this left knee, relax that leg down, evenly down. Again, lift it up, push through that heel, rebend, relax down. One more, lift up evenly, push, hold, lift that leg up a little bit higher, toes down, heels up, heel up, and then rebend this knee, relax that leg down, both hands to the mat behind you. Look at that bear crawl. Left knee is gonna lift up, right knee is gonna follow. One more time each side. Let's actually do 2 more times each side. Just to loosen up those hips. All right, now other side. So again, have your blocks ready, 90-90. All right, same thing, turn and face this right thigh. And now we're just gonna move the hip forward and back. Internal rotation, external rotation. Internal, external. Definitely gonna notice the difference between the left hip to the right hip. Very normal. And mobility can be difficult. We're just strengthening areas of the body that we don't lift weights to or lift our body weight to. We have to do movement, controlled movement, engaged movement. And then we're gonna hold that external rotation. Front leg's pressing down, back leg is pressing down. You're just trying to take that seat with this right glute. Push it down, use your strength. Good, and then we're gonna turn over this left thigh, either fist, whatever you do on the right side, same thing on this side. 3, right leg floats up, tap the floor. 2, tap the floor. 3, hold just for a moment. Chest tall, engage your core, press this front leg down. You're also welcome to push it down too if you would like. And then relax this right foot down, external rotation. Do not watch that knee. Pull your chest forward, pull this right shoulder forward. 2, one more after this. 3, hold. Good, with control, lower down. Now even flexion, float this leg up, engage if you'd like. 1, relax down. 2, down. 3, flex, bend, lower. 1, lift, straighten that leg out, flex, lower. 1 more, lift, straighten, hold, lift it up. You can tell this is my struggle side. And bend, relax, hands behind you, bear crawl. Good, loosen all that up. Awesome, you guys. Take a few more bear crawls. All right, so now let's just lower down to our back. So go ahead and take a moment, lay down on your back just for a moment. We're gonna do one more thing, kind of shake everything out. a lot on the back. All right. So what I'd like to do now is to kind of stretch out the front shoulders a little bit. And this is just an easy yoga pose. We're gonna take a quick little bridge pose, is what it's called. So a nice back bend, but also a shoulder stretch. So go ahead and bend the knees, plant the feet, lift the hips up, walk your shoulders underneath you. Try to interlace your fingers, keep the knees in line with the hips, so don't let them bow out, keep them in line, squeeze your glutes. My focus is to try to tuck those shoulders underneath you a little bit more. Lift the hips, press your forearms down, try to get the palms together. And let's relax. So just a nice little chest opener, back bend for us. Relax down. All right, so what I'd like to do is take your left leg straight, pull your right knee to your right shoulder, squeeze it in. All right, we're gonna do a nice little spinal twist. So instead of crossing the foot to the outside of your thigh, hook your right foot to the inside of your left thigh and guide this right knee down. You need to adjust that bottom hip, go ahead and do so. Take your right arm, reach it past your right knee, and then you're gonna sweep your right arm up, and let's just reach back behind us. So try to keep this knee as close to the floor as possible. Adjust your hips so they stack up so you do not feel any discomfort in your low back. And really extend out through the right arm. Try to get the right shoulder to touch the floor, right ear, right rib cage. Good. Right knee, hug it back up to the right shoulder, and we'll switch. All right, so again, hook the foot behind the right hamstring, adjust your hips, left knee to the floor, take this left arm, reach it across, and then up, and then down to the floor behind you. Keep breathing. So maybe each exhale, you just try to take it a little bit deeper. And slowly take this left knee back up to the chest, hug it into the shoulder, left shoulder. And let's take a relaxation. So I'm just gonna have you lay down, take the legs about mat width apart, turn your palms up, kind of turn your head side to side like you're saying no. Loosen up the neck, the shoulders, allow the shoulders to settle into the mat. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a few deep breaths so you can just kind of relax and release. And I'm just gonna have you stay in your Shavasana as long as you would like, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. But enjoy this time for yourself, and I just wanna say thank you so much for the practice. Namaste.